all that brick bramble from the chimney, it's all gone. The next stage is to empty this shed. And reposition it over there, just like that, he says. But more importantly, I've got a job to do indoors. Let me show you. All your pieces like a jigsaw to start with before you dob and dab them. So I'm going to have another go and try and get the next board in situ. I think you just put it in with a crude nail just to take the weight of it while you cut into size, but we'll see how it goes. That's 2 boards cut and in place. Looks cleaner, doesn't it? Let's keep going. That's just the fitting out. First fit, I suppose you call it, don't you? There's lots of gaps and bits and bobs, but there's certain areas that I've got to do some remedial work before I put it back in. Not down here, the gap is too far, a bit sticking out, so I've got to chisel all that out to make it as flush to the wall as this top one. This top one I'm happy with. I've got to treat that one as the main one and then make the bottom one fit. That's a job for tomorrow. Curtains down and the track holder wood come down. Next we're taking them top cupboards out the way, and we've got to drop mark it up and drop the slots. Next job is the tiles off the windowsill, as you can see, have been done. Take them off that side there and then start doing some channeling. That's the top units took down. Now I've got to do some proper marking up and calculations. I better get my drawings out. Tuesday morning. Borrowed John's channeling tool. I've got the grooves where I need them or where I want them. Now I've got the tedious task of knocking out one over on that wall and one in this corner. Hopefully that should be it. Right, we'll crack on with some more mucky work again. Morning. The drilling continues. Now yesterday I traced that one in. Let's just quickly show this side. This is as far as that machine will go that chases them out. It can't reach the top, so that's got to be done manually or an alternative way. This morning you can see what looks like scratch marks in the wall just here, and it's very difficult. It's an heavy old thing and the hoover was attached to it and I went off course a bit there, but as long as you've got a groove cut out, you then have to smash that middle bit either side, here and here. You take that out, okay, and then you have to get to the depth you want to be very quickly. Well, I've used some of this sort of trunking. I'll get it in view because I couldn't find anything that would take it on board the thick wire that I needed in this trunking for the cooker. But this one here, I'm going to use it up. So that one's for the microwave. Then I've got to go around them all, the other ones that I've shown you. And basically doing the same again. Cutting in past the coving if we can avoid damaging the coving. It don't matter here at the moment because the coving isn't actually in place. So we'll see when we get round the corner to see whether I damage the coving. If I do, we'll have to have it replaced. That's all there is to it. Right, we'll solder on a bit longer. As you can see, it's a slow process. But that's got the second one in, that's for the microwave. So we've got the cooker one and the microwave. We're now moving onto that wall for one of the auxiliary sockets. Time moves on. 3:15. Took all that amount of time to channel in, and it looks rough, but it'll be covered. I'm annoyed that I've damaged me coving, but chances are by the time we've finished in this kitchen with all these other ones we've got to do and pipe work, that we're going to end up having to put some new coving up. When we look at that, that's been patched up there, look, from a previous pipe job. We'll have a cup of coffee and then we'll move on into this corner. Good morning, another day. After those 3 successfully done, we broke through last night. Cut that out. I've got to chip out that box area and fit the box on that one. A miserable day today. It's going to be raining all day, they say. I don't care because I'm indoors. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bad boys to do on that wall. That's going to be the challenge today. Let's see how far we can get on. As you can see, it's 1 o'clock, or just approaching 1 o'clock. I'm going to have a bit of dinner, I think. Now, although I'm not in Portugal at the moment, this does remind me of my Portuguese Utopia episodes, because once again I'm in the muck, and once again I've got to try and find somewhere clean to prepare myself a bit of dinner. And as you can see, muck everywhere. So I'm going to have a wipe down. I've got that one in, chased in, and the box in. I haven't got enough of the old I can't remember what we call it, the protective cover thing for it. So I've got to fetch some more of that, but I use that one as a guide to make sure that I'm actually clear of it, and about 1/8 of an inch, 3mm for filling in and plastering afterwards, or tiling, whichever wall we're going on. But that's fine. I've got this afternoon, I'm going to try and break through on that one, which is another long one, but that one's for the hob. I don't know really how many I can get done in a day. I know it's only dinner time, but it ain't half draining and very time consuming. I dare bet you it'll be 3 o'clock time by the time I get anywhere near this one done, and I'm stopping for a bit of dinner today. We'll see how we progress later anyway. Right, we've managed to find a bit of worktop. I'm just going to show you what I'm having for my dinner, if I can get it in focused. Can you see it from there? Good old Lincolnshire icelet and tomato sauce and a cup of coffee. That keeps going, won't it? Then we must crack on. It's now 1:05. Morning everyone. We're a bit late on parade today. I've been working this morning. Oh, I'll just quickly show you what's been happening. Tell by the mess. You can tell by the mess that something's been happening. Yeah, we're just working on this last double socket. It's always hard going when you get up the top end. This is quite hard, but nearly got that done. Got the fan Got the fan one cut in yesterday, and the ISO switch and the double socket for that end. So this really is the last big mucky job. But I'm going to have to stop for a coffee because I have to break this into two hours because the first bit's been hard going. Just going to have a 10-minute break, recharge the batteries, and then hopefully break through there and complete the last of the muck. But it's Friday and it's 20 to 5 just about, and I've had enough. It's took me all week, and we've got as far as 2 on that wall, 2 on that wall, swing him round, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Sorry about that. I started putting the fridge back, and fridge freezer, and I realised I hadn't took a film of it. This is one of the problems, you see, where it was having plugs behind the actual item, which is ridiculous. If there's an emergency, how do you get to them? Anyway, that's done. That's a week's work there. Tomorrow I'm hoping to have a little bit of a tidy up. Saturday morning, Kazzy's going shopping, and I'm going to try and hide these. Apologise for the light now because it's the fluorescent tube flickering. I hope I'll get these all hidden again. I'm not going to say I'll get to the plaster stage today, but I can get them hidden. Back on the project, I've put this bead on here to hold up the board because I'm trying to keep the job rolling along, but I can't do it the way I want to do. I wanted to put the bottom one in first, but I can't because until I get the electrician in and disconnect that, one of those wires doesn't belong there. Sounds daft, but it don't. One's for the cooker and one's for the hob. The hob one, I've said before, has got to be removed. But I don't want to hold the job up, so I'm going to try and get on. I've got to cut out the switch for the microwave there, the plug I should say, and then hang that up there. I would have had a go at doing these walls, but I'm going to give them a little bit longer to dry. I probably could do them now, but that plasterboard wall, the dob and dabbing, has held me back for such a long time. I've got to try and get on with that, so I'm determined to get at least that top wall bit done today. Been checking up on it. I need to PVA paint that before I do that, so that's going to be the first job. Well, it won't. I'll cut out the shape of it and do a pre-fit. Then I'll go and get the dob and dab ready, and fingers crossed it'll all fall into place. Little update. I've got to do some coving. I stuck it up yesterday. It should be set okay. The plasterboard's nice and solid. I'm not going to take that board off yet though until Andy's coming, the electrician, tomorrow and Thursday, and I'm hoping he'll be able to get that one disconnected so I can put the bottom plasterboard in and then tidy everything up. It'll look good, won't it? Today I've got 1 or 2 little jobs to do, but I'm not sure which ones am I going to tack first, so I'll just show you later. Big day today. Andy's coming to do some electrics, first fit. I'll just show you what I'd done the other day in the alcove area. Now I've got to chip out below the top So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to move this cupboard out, these old units out the way, so I can get at that, and it'll make it easier for Andy to get close to where he wants to be as well. Problem is, it's got to be put back tonight for when Cass comes home, so I've booked out the cupboards and I'm struggling to find space where to put the stuff. But today should be a big move on day, really. Bit of a nervy one yesterday, trying to get on with some plastering, which I'd never done before. It's drying out all right, but today I'm going to tack it again just on this corner. Just got this bit around the corner here, and then around that bit there. So it's not such a bigger project as yesterday's, but I was a bit nervous yesterday about it all, but it hasn't turned out too bad for a first attempt. Most of it's going to be hidden by units as well, but you still try and do the best you can for it, don't you? So we'll see what happens today. I love it when you're in an old house like this, you take the cupboards away and discover what sort of flooring was here originally. The old marley tiles, look. Look at the muck on the skirting board and the cobwebs. So there's work to be done yet. Well, we've got the units out the way, so that gives us a bit more working space. And he's just fetching materials, and he's on his way down to me. Fingers crossed we should have some action shortly. End of play today. Got this wall done. And we've been round filling in the chasings as best we can at the moment. Obviously it's got to dry out before we can do anything else. We had fun and games with the tiles. Thought we got a leak. Thought we got water coming through without a damp proof course, but thankfully it wasn't a panic. Oh, we'll put that bit of coving up, and as usual they're not quite long enough in one piece, so I've got to find a little bit into that corner. That didn't surprise me a bit. Cassie busy doing the tea. Right, finished tidying up. Got the coving up. First coat of paint. Some of it's the original, so it's brighter. Sorry about the light flickering. That was a new bit, it's only had one coat on it. Ceiling's drying nicely, the walls are a bit slow there. Now I've got a bit of an issue because they're not drying quick enough, because the fitters are coming on Monday. It is now Thursday afternoon. No, it ain't, it's Wednesday afternoon, big pardon. But what I've done, they've been drying out quite naturally. And I've had to fill in a little bit above the window there with a different type of filler, and that turns white when it's properly cured, and as you can see it's not quite there yet. I've run out of filler, so I've got to get some more to do across the top there, which add the window curtains up there originally, because he isn't having curtains at kitchen windows for some reason. The rest of it's drying out reasonably okay, so I've got to sand it down and wait now for it to dry before I can give it a lick of paint where it needs going. Ceiling's about done. Probably tomorrow that'll be okay to sand and go again. But I'm just curious in this corner because that looks quite damp still. I've cheated a little bit because I've got a dehumidifier. Now I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you shouldn't have your dehumidifier because it draws the water out too quickly. But this wall here has been going for 4 days now and it's got that dry. So I'm just encouraging it a little bit with the dehumidifier. I'm not going to go full pelt with it because I don't want the plaster to crack, but I'm just seeing if I put it on for a few hours whether it is actually drawing some out. And if it looks as though it's not doing what it should be doing, I won't bother with it. I'll just have to wait for it to dry naturally. But if I can tease it along a little bit, just to help us, so I can get a lick of paint on it before the units go in. Still got a bit of time left for it to dry out naturally, but I don't think it will do, judging how long it's took to get this far with it. So the dehumidifier is just going to try and help me along a little bit. We'll see how it goes. So it's been snowing in here, but the truth is to be revealed. We are stripping the wallpaper and it's leaving the pattern behind. And it's taken a lot of getting off, about 2 hours of strip. So this is going to be quite a few days work here, I think. I'll let you know how I get on a bit later. Bit of a late night last night, just to see how we got on with this. In fact, the easiest way is to dry scrape the painted stuff and dampen the second layer that sticks to the ceiling and scrape it off. But it is very time consuming and it makes your arms ache. So I don't know how far I've gone today, but I'm going to try and get it all done today if I can, if my body lets me. Just stop for a bit of lunch. Just show how slow this process is. That's the original paper. We dry scrape that. I've tried wetting it, but there's no point. And that leaves us like that. And then we have to soak it. And then we scrape it. So I would think by end of play today, if I'm good, I'll have it done. If I ain't and got fed up or arm ache, I won't. But I'll show you later. Thursday, 29th of February. Leap year day, the extra day you get this year. We're trying today to get this ceiling finished off. Yesterday I managed to get the top paper off. Now we're on the, I don't know what they call it, the lower level of the paper. It separates, you buy it all in one, but it breaks up, doesn't it, when you try and scrape it off. So we have to do a fair bit of soaking and a fair bit of scraping, and then we eventually get to this. That's where we want to be today if we possibly can, because I've got the weekend to sort it out before the kitchen fitters are coming Monday, all being well. So we'll see how we get on. Oh, there we go. Stopping for lunch now, and that's all of the ceiling done apart from this 3/4 of a stretch down here. So I'm more than happy with it. Then the next stage after that is to clear all this up. Look at it, all soggy paper. Lovely. Friday morning, 5 to 7, early start today, for me anyway. You don't rush about when you're retired. I'm going to attempt to get the ceiling paper on today, so this could be a disaster. I'm a bit nervous about this job, but we'll see. Sunday afternoon.
Paper and ceiling.
I've got
3/4 of the way across.
just 2 and a bit to go there. We're just going to have a break because we've basically used all the glue up that we've got in the pot. So we're going to have a breather and then we're going to come back and hopefully finish that off. Monday morning. Can't see it very well with the camera, but the ceiling is paper stayed up. Knock around it a bit. Early start for Cassie this morning. We've got to get.
We've got to be ready for 8 o'clock.
Ready for 8 o'clock.
The kitchen fitter's coming.
We've got an hour to go.
We've got a wall to paint.
All good fun. Let's see what happens by the end of the day. Right, the boys, just before the kitchen fitter's coming, I'll have a quick. But last night I went another late night, but there's our own doings. We needed to trim the ceiling paper off the front of the coving. Couldn't cut it off properly. And then I went round last night, don't know if I'll be able to zoom in or not, just to try and, obviously with heavy embossed paper, you get bits that come away from the ceiling. Well, you do when you're an amateur at it, like me. But I've been round it all, and then we've got to paint the ceiling anyway, and the coving, so that again will hide a bit of it. But the guys came in yesterday, and the units they put in yesterday were these base ones. And obviously cut in and put the bob where it's supposed to be, and it's working. Likewise over this side, they've got the double oven in, working, and then this little cupboard worktop there. I think today they're concentrating on this side. I don't know whether they do the ground work first, i.e. them that units that stay on the ground, or whether they do a wall first. So they're either going to be putting those units up on there, or they're going to work on this, but we're moving the water softener. And there's a bit of a mismatch and mess of pipe work there, which may have to be hacked out of it. And because the units go all the way along that wall there, the new units. And then there'll be one little wall unit that side, and that's basically it done. At this stage, well, the kitchen fitter's side of it, and then it's tiling and floor, and painting the ceiling again. I've had enough of the ceiling. So there we are, we'll show you a bit later, see how they get on.